Welcome to the introduction of AiMalgam, a generic AI system you can find in the Unity Asset Store. This AI system fixes the issues of classic AI patterns such as behavior and decision trees. The issues consist of forced tree traversal to execute actions. In AiMalgam, the action execution is handled separately by schedulers, while the decision system can be called at different times, especially at certain events, supporting an event-driven architecture, which can save you a lot of performance for other game-relevant calculations. As already mentioned, AiMalgam uses the scheduler for action execution, a mixture of the behavior tree and decision tree pattern for decision making, as mentioned not entangled with the action execution, and a blackboard pattern to inject custom data into schedulers and actions at runtime. Hence the name AiMalgam, since we are combining different AI patterns to create a new bigger one. With AiMalgam, you can create any custom AI for any game genre or any entity without any restrictions about the model, rig, or animation controller. For example, you can create game genres like roguelike games, FPS games, strategy games, tower defense games, building games, platformers, doesn't matter if it's 2D or 3D, and the list goes on. Same for entities. You can create entities like fish, insects like spiders, birds, humanoids, cars, any objects, and the list goes on there as well. We can see a few samples in the demo scenes, but they are not a restriction to what's possible with this AI system. You can create and maintain your AI setups via the node graph editor, which contains node settings that define the AI logic and are stored persistently in your project as scriptable objects. You can also reuse in other graph and edit them at any time. To map the action settings to their respective engines, a special caching mechanic is introduced that uses hashes instead of expensive reflection calls. If you don't like to work with many mono behaviors for many actions, you can also build one or just a few engines that support different action types, so you don't have to tamper with many mono behaviors for each entity. Creating your own node types or custom AI logic, you can use the control panel and its code creation features. It also enables you to view, navigate to, and maintain existing node settings that are stored in your project. In this AiMalgam video tutorial series, I will explain the mechanics of the graph editor and its nodes. Then, in the next video, I will explain the AI flow and the node setting types as well as their purpose and what mono behaviors are required for them. Afterwards, I will explain the control panel with its asset viewing tab and its code creation tab. And finally, I will show you how to create a simple AI entity from scratch and also explain a few setups made in the demo scenes. I hope you will enjoy creating AI with AiMalgam. See you in the next video.